This conference will now be recorded.
Hello.
Good afternoon, everyone. So the resource person has arrived. We'll just start the session within another 5 minutes. Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you all to the session 12 of AICT sponsored faculty development program on artificial intelligence conducted by Department of Computer Science and Engineering, GPREC Engineering College, Kurnool. So now I would like to introduce the session's chief guest. So uh, Mr. P. Ishwaraya is the development manager and director of Aurovia Software Private Limited, Bangalore. Aurovia Software Private Limited is a private organization started in the year 2007. Mr. Ishwaraya is having a total of 23 plus years of IT experience and involved in R&D activities and worked as architect, project manager, product specialist, and also managed large scale of applications and products, worked on multiple domains like banking, automobile, finance, and education sectors. Mr. Ishwaraya is having vast knowledge in Microsoft technologies like web applications, Windows applications, building products from scratch, planning and developing large scale of projects, integrating applications with third-party vendors and legacy applications. He is also registered with Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Mr. Ishwaraya completed his graduation from Sri Venkateswara University, Tirupati. He worked at Softech as Senior Software Engineer from 1998 to 2000 and also as a consultant in Genesis Software Private Limited from November 2000 to June 2006 and also as a development manager and director at Aurovia Software Private Limited Bangalore since 2006. To his credit, he worked offshore at London and solved several problems related to stocks and actively involved in the millennium problems. His skills include team building, people management, product development, system engineering, and web applications. So it is our honor to have such eminent and highly experienced industry professional as the resource person for this FDP. I once again thank you, sir, for accepting as the resource person despite your busy schedule. Thank you so much. So now I request Sri P. Ishwaraya sir to take over the session. Thank you.
Hi, hello everyone. So, good afternoon. So, just one sec. This I'm sharing the screen. Okay. So, hope you are able to see my screen. Okay. Thanks for the introduction. Okay. So, I'm very happy to join to the faculty development program. Is that I'm audible to everyone?
Sir, you are audible, sir, but your screen is not visible, sir.
Screen. Now, can you see?
No, sir.
Drawing tools.
Sir, could you please move on to the next slide, sir?
Okay. Now,
No, sir.
can you see the slides?
No, sir.
So okay, one sec, hold on. Screen share. Can you see now?
Yeah, yes, sir. Now it's visible, sir.
Okay. So sorry for the delay. Okay, so just I'm going back to the first slide. Okay, so
Yes.
uh, I'm very thankful to the Polarity Engineering College for including me as a part of faculty development program. Thank you very much for the introduction. Okay, so welcome to the session of real-time AI. Okay, so like we know so many days we were saying about the computers uh, like basically we are saying first generation, second generation, third generation, or fourth generation. And when it comes to the fifth generation computers, we say fifth generation is basically AI, artificial intelligence. Okay, so now it is like a basically we see like a why is that AI is matter so much. Okay, so okay, so okay, it is a science and engineering of making a intelligence machines, okay, especially intelligent computer programs, okay. So when we talk about basically what programs we have, basically if we take a calculator or any other small things, it is basically a predefined program steps and it cannot go beyond its limitations. So when we talk about artificial intelligence is a smart way of solving the problems what we face day to day, and based on the data what is available with us, and we are able to address or maybe identify the issues coming before, or we are in a well versed to answer the scenarios or issues what we are going to face it. Okay, it is related to the similar task of using a computers to understand human or other intelligences. Okay, so when you say about artificial intelligence, okay, so the how it thoughts and what is the behavior of artificial intelligence. If you see that how the human beings, we as a human beings, how we react, and how the computer as a AI we react. Okay, system that thinks like a human beings, okay, and system that acts like a humans. Okay, that's basically like you are replacing a human, but you cannot completely replace a human because human has so many elements which cannot be replaced by any machineries. Okay, but the systems that think rationally, like they can think. Once we give an instruction, the systems can think and take a decision and act on that. So it's again it's a limitations is predefined. So artificial intelligence can have a limitation based on the boundaries what is being set by a developer or the designer or architect. So it cannot go beyond that level. Okay, the system that act as a rationally, so it can take a decisions based on what boundaries about programming we have already set it to the these things. Okay, so okay, but when you wanted to see this, how did this AI is possible in today's computer field or today's generation, and where we are using this our smart devices and laptops and even if you see smart speakers and other things. So you should understand the fifth generation, the chips or architecture related processors, how they are building it. Okay, so I wanted to bring it to your notice here. I'm just given a Qualcomm latest processor. Okay, so this is basically 888 5G Qualcomm Snapdragon processor. So this architecture, if you see here, uh, they have so many modules in this. The single processor are being split into the multiple areas where it can handle different things at the different requirements for the current generation of mobiles. Okay, if you see that connectivity point of view, it can deal with radio frequencies of 5G network or 4G network or whatever it is available. And if you see the graphical point of view, so you have a VGA adapters as part of it, and VGA processor is part of the current generation of processors. So if you see here, the main thing what we are trying to see here is the AI related information what is being available in the this particular slide. So if you see the AI 6th generation Qualcomm AI engine, so it is basically in the single chip we are trying to build multiple cores of multiple cores are available, and those are being divided into the blocks, and each block is doing its own job. So as part of that, we have a AI as a separate cores which are running dedicatedly to do the tasks which are relevant to the like auto sensing, then seeing the sensors input based on the availability of the light, okay, based on that, increasing the brightness of your mobile or reducing it, or when you are taking a photos and other thing, cameras or videos, like anything. So it always is active, it is always active, AI is always active. So this slide can give you a better idea like how the latest processors are working and how the latest systems are going with the AI. Okay, without AI you don't have currently any system building forward. Okay, so here again I'm bringing to you one more is, okay, if you see the Apple A14 bionic chip, okay, so this is the latest chip is available in the at the current generation, which is the toppest and performance wise and benchmark wise. This is the latest one. And if you see here, you don't find anywhere something called AI. Okay, but if you can see the machine learning, or you can see that 6-core CPU, or even you can see that 4-core GPU, but you don't see here anywhere AI is coming into picture. But Apple point of view, they don't call artificial intelligence, but they call it something called a neural engine. So here I wanted to bring it to your notice. Okay, if you see that the number of cores dedicated for the like a processor, what you are using in your mobile, it's basically 6-core processor is available for you to do a operations like a browsing or watching a video and other things. But if you see the GPU point of view, assume that you are playing a games and other things, so you might be seeing that the 4-core GPU will be used. But if you see artificial intelligence point of view and machine learning point of view and other things, it is basically 16-core neural engine which is working behind without your knowledge. It is always running in your mobile, and it is trying to solve the problems or the questions you are trying to ask on the every time day here and there. Okay, so you are people are getting idea about where is the NI, yeah, like a AI is sitting into the processor. So it is a part of the entire architecture. Now new processors are built with AI in a focus, and the actual processor or cores what we are giving it to the OS is very less, operating system I mean to say, OS, okay, very less we are giving, but the resources and the memory and the processing power what we are allocating to the AI engine is more. That is the reason our mobiles are much responsive and interactive, and it can use the information on the fraction of seconds because of this neural engine in the uh, A14 bionic chip. In case of, if you see here, again AI 6th generation Qualcomm engine is available. Okay, 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 now how does it happen? Okay, what is that we say, okay, AI is there now, who is using AI? Okay, how does the AI matters for us? So assume that now you type a small word like a small smudge word saying that, okay, like a cricket match or something. So what it happens is it automatically in behind the scenes, the AI processor starts picking up the information. So what is that the search term you are using? Based on that, okay, it try to retrieve the information using that, and it will try to get the any information what you are asking about. Assume that you talk about something, you are talking about some course related information. So if you type the course related information, search for the keyword like a artificial intelligence, so what it does is it goes and checks into the there is a search databases which is already indexed and kept it for the ready to use. Other than simple thing, basically every day we see is the weather. Okay, when we say, okay, what is the weather, so it is basically it goes and checks into the weather information which is already stored and processed and stored in the systems for through the AIs, and it retrieves and gives you the information. uh, again, assume that now you wanted to know, okay, what is the current conversion rate of pound to dollar or dollar to Indian rupees. Anything, just type in fraction of second. A Google search can show you the information. This is not Google search which is doing this information, but Google's background AI algorithms which is retrieving the information and giving the information at the instantly to you. Okay, so if you see, when you do a search, there can be a logical search, or there can be a knowledge base representative related information, or there can be a experts related system, or it can be a planning related or machine learning related, vision related, as well as NLP. NLP is basically, everybody is aware of it, natural language processing. So basically, we have started interacting with the search engines rather than the typing the information to the search, like a search area where the search is supposed to be done. So if you take it your entertainment, like a day-to-day entertainment, the smart TVs what we have nowadays, we start telling the movie name, or we start telling the name of the song which we wanted to be played. So this is the cases NLP comes into picture. NLP will convert your search terms and other things, and it processes into the AI engine to process further, and it processes and it gives you the result instantly. So this is what the AI about it. So now if you wanted to go in depth, okay, where is that we are going to use the AI on day-to-day operations? Okay, so going to the next. So now if you see, I think most of us, we have heard about automated vehicles are coming. Okay, it's called autonomous vehicles. Okay, we normally say automated cars. That's what we talk about. Okay, autonomous vehicles uses fully automated driving system to allow the vehicles to respond to external conditions that a human driver would manage. So you should have seen the Google, Apple, and Ola. This is the prime companies which are actually spending million and billion of rupees, billion of rupees to actually actually to build a autonomous vehicles. But no vehicle is been got approval from the government as such. It is not completely AI related, completely functional vehicles as such. Okay, so now, but the future is going to be autonomous vehicles. Okay, so every country as well as every uh, very big organizations are focusing and putting a cross together on this particular area. Okay, so there is a different type of autonomous levels is available. Okay, now, but if we see the current generation cars what we use regularly on petrol and diesel and other things, okay, there are no autonomous as such. Okay, so there is no automation. So this is, we call it as a level 0 of autonomous. Okay, so there is no automation. So the automation system has no vehicle control. So there is basically there no control in the vehicle, but actually as a human we will be controlling the vehicle, gearing and accelerating and all other things. Okay, so now the second generation, the level 1, we talk about driver assistance. Okay, driver and automated system share the control of the vehicle to certain extent. Okay, so basically uh, when you have a car, it will give you the information, but it cannot tell you what to do. So it can only give you the information. Okay, it will assist you to tell. Now assume that you are driving a car. Okay, it says that, okay, yes, it suggests you to go to the next gear. The upwards it shows the gear, and assume that now your vehicle pickup is less and it shows you the downwards gear lowering. Okay, second gear, third gear. So it gives a indication, but it doesn't uh, take a action as such. So you are the one to take a action based on the information. This is called level 1 automation, like autonomous. Okay, but if you see level 2, partial automation. So automated systems takes control of the accelerating, braking, and steering. If you see, you see uphill control and downhill control and ECB, brake assist. This is the new terminologies we see in the vehicles when we buy a car. So these are basically AI is trying to control couple of elements in your car driving, or you, based on your behavior or pattern, it's trying to accelerate your like a vehicle, or trying to put a brake because you are trying to apply a brake unexpectedly, or maybe steering control is going here and there, so ABS comes. That time this is the ones will be used for controlling your vehicle, but it cannot take 100% control, but some extent it can hold your vehicle or engine. It can tell not to down go or uphill, like when you are doing uphill or downhill, and if you put into the vehicle into that mode, your vehicle will not go back or your vehicle will not go forward, depending on what type of driving you are doing. Like uphill you are doing, and it will hold you the not to go vehicle backwards, and if you are doing the downhill, it will not allow you to move the vehicle down. Okay, so this is the level 2 of automation. Okay, so level 3 of automation, conditional automation. So driver can safely turn their attention away from the driving task. So if you see here, you are driving the car, or over the time you can give a control to the AI, and AI takes over, and based on the instructions or the things is provided, it can drive your vehicle. So if you wanted to give a proper example here, Tesla cars, if you see the Tesla current generation cars has this particular future. Okay, level 3 of automation already in implementation, and people are using it. So what happens, assume that you're driving and you go for a sleep, it doesn't matter, so because still the vehicle is controlled by AI with the autopilot. And what it does is it does a line discipline, when you go to the highways, there is a line discipline will be there, and the signals it can read, and automatically drive you to the safely to the given predefined the route path. But again here, we cannot say 100% it can control, but the given instruction, given point of view, it can do. But you have to be aware of it. Anything can be possible, so that you have to be very cautious while on the level of 3. Okay, for the level 4 of automation is like a high automation, no driver attention is ever required for safety, limited to geofencing locations. Okay, so in this particular mode, I think it's like the car can assume that now you wanted to park your car, so you can put it into the park assist. Okay, similar to the, just put it to the park mode, and you leave, and the steering automatically rotates, and it knows 360 degrees of cameras will be there, and the sensors will be there. It automatically identifies which direction, what level it has to be reversed and forwarded, and the turns and other things. It automatically parks your vehicle into the designated location. So this is high automation, we can say, and even the line discipline also can be used here. And further, it can automatically accelerate your vehicle depending on the traffic, or no vehicles are seen in the front of that, it will accelerate automatically. Like you have a cruise control which is being controlled by us, but it can be done by automatically in this particular level. Okay, for level 4. But if you see the level 5, it is a fully automation, so no human intervention is required at all. So you don't have to worry about your vehicle. So a vehicle is completely replaceable with the human beings, and it will operate its own. So it knows how to how to see the objects which is coming, or how to slow down the vehicle, how to accelerate the vehicle, or how to read the signals, how to move forward. Then when there is a there is any person is trying to stop, maybe police people are around and they were trying to stop, it can read that humans and their actions and body language and other things, and it can take a call automatically on this. So this is the vehicles which are Apple as well as Google, Ola, and Volkswagen, and some other companies are trying to bring this cars into the market, but it's too early to tell. But we can say already AI level 3 and level 4 already there in the market. If you see the recent vehicles what we are purchasing from the all companies like Tata Motors and Volkswagen and other things, the top brands, if you see the top brand of the vehicle or top variant of the vehicle will have a connected futures. Basically this connected future is basically, it is internally related to the servers where it can send the information of the vehicle for analysis and say that what is the charging, maybe if it's the EV vehicles, it can say the battery capacity and how much of kilometers it can drive, and if it is the fuel related one, how many kilometers to empty distance. Okay, so those things it can give. Along with that, it can give you the engine information based on your driving skills. It can automatically fine tune the engine to the your requirements. So this mechanism already there, and even you can sitting in the car, you can lock the car, you can start the car, you can put the headlights and you can turn on. There's so many things can be done with level 4 and level 3 automation, and it is already there in the most of the cars they are using already in the level 3. Tesla, basically Tesla cars, if you see that they are already using 3 and 4 level. But if you wanted to see these same features in our Indian cars, I think most probably you have to use the higher end, higher variants of the vehicles, where you can see this park assist is there. Most of the cars are coming of the park assist, but not auto parking. Okay, so if you see Tesla can have auto parking and other thing. Okay, just continue with this. Okay, next, the games. Okay, so there are so many things we play day-to-day games. Okay, AI can help you while playing the games. What is the like automatically it can tell you like how to like like if you are playing a chess, you can play with the computer. So basically computer is again, AI is playing against you, so it will go based on your step. It will analyze automatically what is the basic possibility scenarios is there in order to win the game, or how to tackle your step based on it automatically calculates algorithms and everything, and it will put automatically the next available step. And so it is very difficult to play nowadays with the computers. Earlier generations of the computer chess was very easy to play with the computer, but nowadays it's very difficult because now the games are being played with the AIs. Okay, when you wanted to do. Okay, okay, so now if you see that there is a lot of changes is happening on the healthcare sector. Okay, so if you see current pandemic scenario, the COVID scenario, most of the countries are dependent on the AI related information. So to identify from which area, which geolocation we are getting more cases reported. Okay, so where the spread is there, so they are able to identify this, and what is the patterns. If you see that patterns is whatever exact location these devices are spreading. Even nowadays malaria, if the dengue and these things, governments can very easily identify this and take action quickly. So it's only because of possibility of AI, because AI can tell exactly this location, these particular cases are rising up, so we have to focus on that. Okay, so robot assisted surgeries are in a process. Okay, so a couple of surgeries related to the small surgeries, heart related surgeries. If you see the Apollo, like a Fortis hospital in Bangalore, already they have done with the robotic assistant related surgeries here, and they say the complete robot heart surgery is being done by Fortis Bangalore hospitals basically. So it's already robots are replacing, because the reason with AI can do less. What do you mean? The chances of failure is very less when compared to the human. When humans are there, chances are more. But when artificial intelligence comes into picture, robotic assistant surgeries happens, the success rate is more. That's what they mean to say, because they can at a given time it can monitor so many parameters and take a call on immediately. Okay, okay, virtual assistants for nurses. Yeah, nowadays nurses can depend on virtual assistants, so they don't have to worry about. Okay, what they can do is, So there is a multiple devices are connected to the patient, and that internally connected to the mobile devices. There is anything, any parameters is going above and below levels, it automatically intimates the nurse with the alerts so that she can go and take action. No need to be next to the patient sitting and watching it. So the sitting in one computer or maybe in the mobile, she'll be focusing more on the uh, uh, more work rather than looking at to one patient. Okay, so this virtual assistant for nursing, it is very much helpful because they don't have to worry about the critical patients. Okay, because anything goes wrong, it's immediately the attention is given, they can go and take action, and they can call the doctor on the duty, whoever it is, and they can take action on that. And automated image diagnosis, yeah, so when you try to analyze the diseases, and images is taken for radiology. If you take about radiology, there are so many things happens in the radiology, so you are able to identify the issue seeing this radiology related images. Okay, and uh, so fraud detection, there's anything fraud is happening, we can detect with the AI and much in advance. Okay, treatment design, we can say the design the treatment. How can we design using AI? Is much more intelligent. Assume that the incoming patients, based on the patient uh, pre-diseases, assume that now we are maybe preconditions, we call it as not pre-diseases, preconditions. Assume that there is a diabetic patient with hypertension. When you give a diabetic with hypertension, it knows what is the treatment to be followed, so rather than going with the regular treatment. And assume that you say that he's a diabetic and he has a thyroid. Okay, there's a different pattern will be there. So the AI can suggest you the more of this type of things. And going forward, if you see in the advanced healthcare and future, so it will be like you will be treated based on your genetics basically. So when you have a R&D, like a DNA, based on your DNA, what type of medicines are suited for your DNA can be done by AI itself. So and before you can go to the hospital from your mobile, it can transfer the information to the concerned hospital or concerned government authorities to tell about what is your preconditions and what allergies you have. And so based on that, the treatment can be very easy for the doctors, and they can directly take a decision to how to treat you rather than wasting time of diagnosing things. Okay, and you have already, if you see this in pandemic, we had a lot of people had a virtual consultation, like online we had. Again here also, most of the times it gives you geolocation. Okay, it says that basically, and this assume that North India, South India, like whatever areas we are trying to interact with the doctors, they know that okay, from this area we are getting this type of issues more. So okay, this is the medicine is working more accurately. So they know that because AI is calculating and seeing the data and the number of cases generated over the time, and it is able to tell, okay, please, like it suggests you this is the medicine and this is the like a the symptoms what the patients are having. So this is the medicines are effectively working. Okay, 80% of people are cured, and it can give you the percentages and what percentages the people are able to overcome with the diseases. Okay, the health monitoring. So health monitoring, I think Indian government is most of the time now they are using the health monitoring, and the entire nation is being put into the health monitoring system where they can see based on the each and every sector and the location divisions or whatever it is we call it as. So how the different cases like spreading like a malaria or dengue or COVID-19 or what we have, and how not only this, now we're talking about only the diseases what is coming, rather than that now we are trying to address the solution also from the health monitoring point of view, like how the vaccination is being given. Now if the COVID-19 case, like most of the things they are controlling, and they're seeing like a monitoring with the how the vaccination is being spread into the different localities, and what type of like issues we are getting back, how we are dealing. And when we are getting these issues, obviously what they do is they feed this information into the AI system saying that okay, this is the patient information, this is the preconditions, and this is the vaccine we have given, and this is the issues we are getting from him. So basically, AI can tell based on the data what we are feeding. It can say, okay, this type of people are prone to this type of issues when the vaccine is given. So this is how the it's helping in the health sector. Okay, now just moving forward to the banking sector. Okay, so banking is like, every day to day we deal with a lot of money. Everywhere you go, we use our wallets, Paytm, phone pay, everything we do. But there are a lot of things can happen or can go wrong. uh, so that is the reason, assume that now if you have any problem, you wanted to interact with like a banking people, there's sometimes you might get a message saying that your card is being used somewhere, and somebody immediately calls and says, sir, your card is being blocked. So this is only possible because of the AI, because AI knows the patterns of where you use your cards, okay, how you use your cards, and what location you are being put in. Assume that I am there in the Bangalore location and somebody uses my card in US. So it knows that, okay, it's not possible physically I traveling from Bangalore to US and just do a transaction. So AI is intelligent enough, so it can automatically block this transaction and say that the card is blocked, and it can give a message also to you saying that your card is blocked because of precautionary measures. Okay, and predictions of future outcomes and trends. Okay, future outcome and trends is basically like we can see like a World Health Organization as well as World Bank and Indian government, they are predicting our GDP growth. Okay, this GDP growth is not only basically the current scenarios, but it takes a periodical data, like historical data for around like a 10 years or 20 years, something. Based on that, it can predict and say what is the exact the growth rate we'll have, and what will be the trends is available, and where to invest money, how to go ahead with that and other things. So anti-money laundering, like this ED and some other organizations who will be trying to see the huge transactions which is happening from our nation to the different countries. Okay, or how the money is flowing. Okay, whether it's a legal money or illegally they are trying to transfer this money. So, okay, so what happens is AI is being configured such a way, there is a specific limit. Beyond that limit, there is any money is transferred from one country to another country, or one company to another company which is there in the different countries, this will be automatically notified to the government authorities, and government authorities look into this and take a call on further investigation, and go ahead with the uh, other things. Okay, and there is a customer support and front office. If you see now, assume that now you open a ICICI bank internet banking, you see the right side, there is a chart comes into picture saying that, do you need any help? Okay, so if you say that, okay, checkbook request, if you type, it says exactly where to go and what link to click on that. When you click on that link, automatically it opens the place where you can request for a checkbook. You don't have to worry about which menu and which sub menu or which item you have to select in order to place a checkbook request. Assume that now you wanted to put a instruction, okay, standing instruction. You type a standing instruction on the chart bot, it can give you the information. So there is no human being involved in this. It's all our AI is doing, artificial intelligence sitting. There is a servers which are analyzing your request. Okay, neuro engine is there, or your search keywords, or whatever you are trying to type and whatever you're trying to ask, it interprets that information, converts to the information, and retrieves the database, and that it gives you the way how you can deal with this. This is all are because of the AI only it's possible. Okay, so now if you see the current NASA and ISRO, more they are using AI into the identifying black holes, planets. Okay, so there's so many things they are identifying. They are naming it into the so many things, but we day to day we don't be knowing those things. Okay, and there is not only is discovering this new planets and black holes. Other than that, what they are doing is they're trying to identify incoming objects to our Earth. Like a, so our Earth surroundings, there is so many objects can be flowing. You can be reading in the paper saying that there will be some astronaut, what is that? Some object will be moving in the so many kilometers fast, very near to the Earth and all the things. So these all are being monitored just using uh, the AI related supercomputers, where they can process trillions of transactions per second, and it can come and say, okay, this is what it can go happen, this is what it is happening. So that's the way AI is helping us into the discovering the new planets and the black holes. Okay. And uh, and our agriculture sector, if you talk about, it is more helping in agricultural sector, because rather than you go and inspect initially the crop, assume that now you have put some crop on 5 acres to 10 acres, okay, or maybe 50 acres. So it's very difficult going and monitoring each and every section and other things. So what it does is, there is the mapping will happen. Okay, so the entire area will be mapped into the one big block and sub blocks and the sections and other things. And auto drones, there is a drones are there, and there is a cameras attached to the drones. That drone will fly and just monitor the entire crop. And and it can predict, okay, based on the crop how it is and what it is, and it can say what type of diseases is already trying to spread. And if it is spreading any disease, it can say, okay, which block, which section, and which sector. So rather than you don't have to worry about all 10 acres of crop, so it says exactly where it's spreading. So before it entirely spreads, you can identify and you can apply a or whatever chemicals or whatever thing you wanted to apply, you can cure it much early. So this is very easy, very much possible, because only AI related agriculture if you do. So even base, it can seeing the soil itself, it will tell you, if I wanted to put on this particular soil this particular crop, is it worth whether I get a proper crop or not. This also can be done before you go and start doing a farming. Okay, so AI helps you on that bit also. And there is a lot of automatic farming equipments also there, where after the crop is there, where you can process the things and send it to the proper storage as well as to the companies. Okay, and already I've discussed about the plant disease and the prediction, so that we can identify the disease, and we can take action much before itself. Okay, so now this is more important, and every day we use this. Okay, social media. So if we're using a Facebook, okay, so based on when you upload a photo or something, it recognizes your photo, and it automatically tells who are the others is there available in that photo, and it will suggest you to tagging those people. And based on the what type of feeds you are seeing, it will suggest you more similar feeds to you. Okay, so this is because only AI is analyzing what pattern or what type of feeds you are seeing, what type of speeds you are spending time. And again, assume that now you are just watching the Facebook, and you went to the e-commerce website and you browse some particular item. Assume that you wanted to buy a mobile, and you came back to the Facebook, and in your Facebook you can see that you have been shown some of the mobiles advertisements there. So it knows that, Facebook knows, as well as the your ad network knows that you are looking into the similar type of thing. So wherever you go, this information will be followed. Okay, so same thing, LinkedIn job recommendations, serving a specific post on your feed. And even nowadays, LinkedIn is offering a much more sophisticated services, like where you can put your information and say generate a resume, or you wanted to write a synopsis for your resume, whatever information you want, how to put your experience in the nice manner so that it can automatically attract the more job opportunities. Not only that, there is a when you try to see your skill set, based on your skill set, it says which are the companies are looking for that particular area of specialized, and where you have a better chance of succeeding, or which suits you better. So those also can be done by current generation AI. Okay, Snapchat leverages this power of computer vision and AI technology to track your futures and overlay filters that move with your face and real time. Okay, so this again charts. If you see WhatsApp and other things, there's so much of things are happening. So where before you try to send a message, say Azandana, you open a WhatsApp and you're trying to type hello, it will show you the hello icon along with the some other text what you're supposed to type, because this is the AI is trying to pull the words what will be relevant to you and what you are trying to type there, and based on that information it suggests you can type this. Okay, and social insights, you can say social media advertisement. I said advertisements, that wherever you go you see the similar type of information following. Either you browse one web page and you go to the e-commerce, or you go to the news sites, or you go to the Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, you can see the same advertisement coming everywhere, because that information you browsed, so it knows that you are looking into that, and similar type of items or similar type of related information will be floated along with you wherever you go. Okay. Okay, so AI in supply chain. Okay, enhancing productivity and profit. So earlier, what we used to do is, the big companies, when they manufacture couple of things, they try to move these items into the different locations, means warehouses, and keep it in the warehouse, and they see that sales, how the sales are going. So based on that, they used to move to the different locations. Sometimes what happens is, the warehouse material what is sent to the location A will be dead, because no purchase is happening there. So but in case of AI use a lot of algorithms and says, okay, this locality people are buying more of this type of items. So Amazon, if you see Amazon, if you go and buy one specific item, it says the recommendations in the along with that item. So when you say that I'm buying this item, it says along with this item, this is the recommendations. Okay, so there are a lot of people are purchased with that these items. Okay, and based on the pattern, like a see that so many people are using, like buying a headsets, okay, mobiles and other things. So it will be moved to the nearest warehouse based on the people, or the number of people are accessing the website, and who are more going to purchase. Like a purchase base means, a lot of people will see the item in the e-commerce, but it knows like the which are the people who can buy it, and based on that production, the buying production, it can say this much of warehouse items is required in this Bangalore location, or maybe in the Hyderabad location. So it can give you the prediction before itself. So you don't have to break your head saying that, okay, how many items I have to move, because AI can tell you much in advance, saying that, okay, you need this many items minimum kept it in the Bangalore location or Hyderabad location, in order to uh, like a match your requirements or demand of what orders is coming. Okay, and it can tell you the prediction of profit, like how much profit you can gain, like a based on uh, the productivity what you have, and how much you are trying to sell it off, and what based on the patterns and other things, it can tell you the this is the profits what you can anticipate in the future. And chatbots for operational procurement, that's what I already spoken about this. How do you the chatbots will work, and assume that now you wanted to speak to Amazon, there is no option you can directly go and speak to the Amazon. So either you can interact with so many things through the chatbot, where you can get the information, couple of things, solutions. If not, then you can ask them to call back, and Amazon will call you back immediately, and you can speak to them. So, and if you see in this case of operational procurement side, like a procurement also, if you wanted to buy a couple of things, now it suggests you on the currently market which particular company is supplying this item better or the better quality, rather than see the procurement. You wanted to procure, assume that you are manufacturing the mobile and you wanted to procure a screens, or maybe you wanted to procure a charger, or you wanted to procure a batteries. So it is very difficult to, earlier we had a known vendors, like we used to go and approach the known vendors, but nowadays no need to approach the vendors. Now you go and see into the online with the AI related search results, so it can tell you the exactly who is doing better and whose product is very good and which can sustain to the your product where you are manufacturing. Okay, so this is what the supply chain related and procurement also. And going forward, okay, AI in image guided surgeries. Okay, when you are trying to do your surgeries, so it can map you the specific area, and it can help you the surgeon to do the surgery, and it can suggest you exactly what is the problem and pinpoint that particular location in the image, and the surgeon can take a quick call on that, or maybe easily can operate it in the this thing. Okay, so there is a lot of other things. Uh, you can do a lot of enhancements using AI. So assume that now you have an image. Now that image can be, like, basically you take a photo. So this photo will be done in the different location and different scenario. And you are not done, like, we are not a professional photographer, so we don't do the photos on the properly. We don't take. So what it can do is, if you feed these images, AI can apply a artificial intelligence, and that you can make it to it can retrieve the information what is there, and it can give you the enhanced image which will be usable on the time. Okay, so if you see that very old time we used to take photos with the reels and all. So this reel related photos also, it can enhance it and make it as a up to current generation photos how it looks. So there are a lot of people are using this technology already, and they're able to enhance their old photos to the new, and it looks like the photos are taken recently. So this is what all about AI. And mainly day-to-day operations, you talk about if you are taking mobile and you are scanning your face, or maybe face recognition you are doing, or you are doing the biometric, you are already using AI. Okay, assume that now you are trying to take your mobile and take a photo. That means you are using AI. So you're trying to search some keyword, you are using AI. So this is how the AI is everywhere. So now how, but the thing is, here is all the usability point of view, and where and all it's real time it used we are talking about. But in order to implementation point of view, you have to be more towards how do you implement these things. Means you need to have a huge data, huge processing power, and huge set of information in order to process. Means data to be there to process the information, take a decision. Okay, so this is where today's AI related session. Okay, so any questions is there, you people can ask me. Hello. So any questions? So you can put the questions in chat window, so I can answer you those questions. Okay, I'll hand over the session to the organizer. Thank you very much. Thank you for everyone for participating in this AI related session and providing the opportunity to give the information to all the people. Thank you very much.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, sir. Sir, please, sir. Please tell me, sir.
Yeah, that's what the session
Uh,
is done. If there's any questions is
uh,
there, you can pass on to me,
yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
otherwise you can take over it.
I'll speak to the participants once. Dear participants, if you have any queries, you can post it here in the chat box. So we'll wait for 2 minutes, sir. Let us see, like, if someone asks for any queries.
Yeah, sure, no problem. That's fine.
Yes, sir. Fine. If no queries, then let us wind up our session. So thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time in sharing the resources. Thanks a lot for joining with us, sir.
Okay, thank you very
Thank you
much,
so
to
much.
providing the opportunity.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir. Yes. I'll share the feedback link, attendance and feedback link now itself in the chat box.